Breaking right now at 7, a Rocky Mount shopping center is blocked off with police tape after an officer shot a bank robbery suspect. WRAL's Eric Miller just arrived at the scene. He joins us live with an update.
Riding the temperature roller coaster, but that's about to come to an end as we track the next blast of Arctic air when temperatures remain more consistently winter-like. It's in the forecast coming up.
Plus, the search for a shooter. A road rage shooting on a busy Triangle interstate sent one person to the hospital. What we've learned from police.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Hello, I'm Carly Haynes in for Dan and Ashley. Breaking news now at 7. A Wake County bank robbery suspect is in the hospital after being shot by police in Rocky Mount outside a shopping center. The shooting happened around 4:15 after police say they spotted a vehicle matching the description of one leaving the scene of that bank robbery that happened hours earlier in Zebulon. WRAL's Eric Miller is in the breaking news tracker. He joins us live from Rocky Mount. Eric, this is still a really active scene right now.
Carly, it absolutely is. We've got about a dozen officers on this scene at this point. Multiple Rocky Mount police vehicles spread over this parking lot. Now, we know from police that after that bank robbery earlier today in Zebulon, they were looking for a tractor trailer. And you can see behind me, there is one, the cab of a tractor trailer sitting right in the middle of this crime scene in front of this Hobby Lobby off Souders Creek Boulevard. Now, we know from Rocky Mount Police that it was that vehicle description that led them to approach someone in this parking lot following that bank robbery. What happened next, though, we're still asking those questions. Very few details have been released by police, but we know a suspect was shot and that person was taken to the hospital. Now, all of this happened right around 4:15 this afternoon, and this was and is a very busy shopping center. For customers who were here, we know from conversations we've had from people, multiple stores here were placed into lockdown with store employees trying to hide people either in dressing rooms or in the back of stores before they figured out what was going on. For people who were caught out in the open in the parking lots here, they just had to run for cover as best they could.
You know, the first thing is just how close it sounds. I mean, you hear things all the time, different noises and things, but it was very close and very clearly gunshots. And so, my first thought is, are my kids okay?
Now, thankfully, everybody else here was okay. Only that suspect was injured and taken to the hospital here. We're still working to learn that person's name as well as their condition this evening. We do know that, as is standard procedure in a case like this, the SBI is going to be coming in and conducting their own investigation into what happened. We're checking in with that agency as well for more details. We'll bring you any new information as soon as we get it. In Rocky Mount, Eric Miller, WRAL News.
Luis Fernandez here in the WRAL Live Center. 2 Mint Hill police officers were critically injured during a shootout at an Edible Arrangements on Friday night. This is the video you see here from that scene, the Edible Arrangements. You see the police tape, police officer cars there. They were responding to a child custody exchange at the store on Matthews Mint Hill Road. For perspective, Mint Hill is in Mecklenburg County. That is just, Mint Hill is east of Charlotte. The man who fired on them was shot and killed at the scene. Investigators haven't released that person's name at this point. A manager at a nearby store says a couple of employees stepped outside for a break when they saw the shootout.
They saw one of the officers come out, had blood on his face, and he was being brought out by his partner, and he was down. And then we saw them go back in, like another officer went back in.
Now we're getting some reactions from state officials here. This is Governor Josh Stein earlier today said this morning in Mint Hill, 2 law enforcement officers were shot on duty and are now in critical condition. My prayers are with them and their families for their full recovery. Representative Tricia Cotham also said, my heart is with the Mint Hill Police Department. I'm closely monitoring this tragic situation. We will also be closely monitoring this situation as it all unfolds, hopefully providing more updates as to the condition of those officers over the next few days.
Thank you, Lewis. Durham police are searching for the person who injured a man in a road rage shooting this morning. It happened on 885 near the US 70 interchange before noon. Sky 5 was flying above as investigators collected evidence there, and they were focused on this black SUV that you see right there. Police say one person was hurt. They went to the hospital with injuries. Sheila Whitmire was driving home from her Christmas vacation and says her route took her right through this area moments after the shooting.
So it really does make you think twice about even, letting someone know you're mad at them on the road. It really makes me think I'll never do that again,
And as of now, no arrests have been made in connection to this shooting. Well, you're getting a live look at Fenton and Cary, where you can see the ice skating rink is busy, shoppers out and about. It's a nice wintry looking scene, and tomorrow it's going to feel a lot less like winter and a little more like spring. Meteorologist Mike Mays in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Mike, what you looking at?
Well, we were talking about the temperature seesaw yesterday on Christmas Day. We had 72, 75 in Fayetteville. Today, down to 48 this afternoon. All that cloud cover. The thinking is that we're going to clear out tonight. And if that happens, and there are some footnotes on our forecast for tomorrow, if it happens, we should get into the 70s. So this is what we're looking at right now. 45 at Southern Pines, 43 at Roxborough, 45 at Rocky Mount. We're looking at a lot of cloud cover out there right now, but the expectation is we will clear out overnight. And tomorrow should be mostly sunny. If perchance it ends up with more cloud cover, we'll be cooler than that 70, but signs are pointing to a mostly sunny day, 45 the low, 70 the high. Then Sunday, the clouds come back, and the end result is cooler air, 57 for the day with a 20% chance for a sprinkle, kind of like what we had today. And then there's the game changer. It's Arctic air that's on the way. By Sunday, we're looking at a front making its way through the nation's midsection. That arrives on Monday. Coming up, I'll show you how windy it will be, how much rain we could see, and what happens once that front passes.
And you can track those hour-by-hour temperatures with the WRAL weather app. It's free to download. Just make sure to turn on push notifications so we can send you those weather alerts right to your phone. New tonight, we're hearing from family of the mother of 5 killed in a shooting in Henderson. This is 37-year-old Tiffany Lassiter. Her family shared these photos with us. Henderson police say she was shot by her boyfriend on Christmas Eve. WRAL's Heidi Kirk joins us live from Henderson. Heidi, this is such a devastating story.
Carly, so devastating. It's really one of those stories that just sticks with you when you hear the details of it. Now, normally Tiffany would be here at her home in Henderson celebrating the holidays with her kids. That's something that she was looking forward to this year. And now instead they are mourning her loss. Now, police say that she was shot by her boyfriend, Milan Hebron, on Christmas Eve, just days ago. Now, we spoke with her mother tonight, who says above all, Tiffany just loved being a mom. You can see some of those photos here with her kids. She says her daughter has the kindest heart. She would do anything for anyone, but especially her kids. Now, Lassiter was an only child, and her mother says that they had a bond that just can't be replaced.
When I had her, it was the happiest day of my life. I mean, we have been through thick and thin together. I mean, thick and thin. We always stood beside each other. He took the most precious thing away from me. I just sit here and think over and over why.
Just awful. Now, her boyfriend faces charges for her death and is currently in the Vance County Detention Center without bond. Now, this is all happening while Lassiter's family is working to plan her funeral. Now, we did get an update tonight that her kids are living with family right now. They're working to navigate this. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live in Henderson.
Heidi, thank you. Former North Carolina Governor Jim Hunt was laid to rest today. Hunt grew up on a farm in Wilson County, and today that community is where North Carolina gathered to remember him. Hunt served 4 terms as governor. That makes him the longest serving governor in state history. Hunt's legacy includes launching the Smart Start Early Childhood program and helping to expand the state's economy through growth tied to RTP. Former governors from both parties were at today's service.
He was committed to the people of North Carolina, and he let them know it. He progressed as much as anybody who's ever served in that position, and he made the rest of us do the same thing.
He was 88 years old, and since Governor Hunt's passing, WRAL News has heard from living governors and those who worked most closely with him about his life and his legacy. You can watch those full interviews on our YouTube channel. The Walmart in Wilson is open today for the first time since Christmas Eve, when shots were fired inside the store. Police say a fight broke out inside the store's barbershop. It involved 3 people. They say bystanders got involved and helped to disarm one of them. Nobody was hurt. 19-year-old Ashton Pittman and 30-year-old Jordan Battle are facing attempted murder charges. They're both being held without bond and are due in court on Monday. Now, if you're driving around, you're likely going to see more law enforcement out on the roads right now. The holiday Booze It and Lose It campaign started last week. The annual campaign runs through January 4th, so more patrols are going to be on the roads to enforce impaired driving laws. And drivers on 540 may have seen a lot of white smoke this afternoon. This was the view from a traffic camera near the US 1 exit in Apex. 3 trucks from the Apex Fire Department responded. They say less than an acre of land burned here. Crews responded to several small fires today that were similar to this one. The causes are all under investigation. Spreading Christmas cheer. A North Carolina man has made it his mission to share the magic of Christmas with those who may not be expecting it. Ahead, the gesture of kindness that has made this holiday one to remember.
4 people charged with stealing more than 1,000 pounds of copper from the company they work for and charged of demolition work at the old DMV site in Raleigh. Why the rising price of the materials may be behind this.
Tonight, we're working to learn more about what's being done to boost security at the old DMV site in Raleigh. This after police say employees of demolition work at the site stole more than 1,000 pounds of copper wiring and cashed it in. WRAL's Flynn Snyder explains why the soaring price of copper may make it a prime target for thieves.
Fenced off, set to be torn down, and now the site of a growing crime trend. 4 people have been charged after more than 1,000 pounds of copper wiring were stolen from the former DMV site in Raleigh. Charging documents say it happened twice, once on August 29th, then again on September 2nd. It wasn't until Christmas when police made the latest arrest in the case, charging Quavon Gilmore with the theft. Elijah Walker, Michael Moore, and Willie Jacobs also face charges.
We actually are starting to see a weekly uptick in copper theft, particularly in the demolition and construction sites.
JP Morgan says copper prices have climbed more than 30% in the U.S. this year. CEO of security company Guardiax, Jeffrey Tanksley, notes that jump makes it a target for thieves.
We know that it's easy for them to remove, as well as you don't need many tools, right? It doesn't take a lot of sophistication to remove copper from buildings and places like that.
Wards say the 4 were working under Four Seasons Demolition, the company in charge of work here. The copper was delivered for company use.
Charging documents say the thieves then took the copper here to Foss Recycling on Garner Road in Raleigh, where they cashed it in for more than $1,200.
Tanksley says as copper thefts rise, so too does the need for security.
You got to put deterrent measures in place, and one would be better lighting, of course, access control points, as well as just having a response.
We have reached out to Foss Recycling asking what it's doing to prevent purchasing stolen copper. We've also reached out to the project manager of the site asking about security. Both have not returned our request for comment. Meanwhile, some tasked with giving this space new life are now charged with taking from it. Flynn Snyder, WRAL News, Raleigh.
Court records show all suspects have been granted bond, with at least 2 set to appear in court in the coming weeks. Residents at an assisted living facility closer to our coast got an unexpected Christmas surprise. Nicholas Newell owns the nonprofit St. Nicholas Christmas Foundation in Wilmington. He collects gifts and distributes them to people who may not otherwise have something to open on Christmas. This year, he visited Cedar Cove Assisted Living Center to spread holiday cheer. Newell says he thinks it's important for people of all ages to experience the magic of Christmas.
We want to make sure that they are not feeling left out, that they're not feeling lonely. In the same way that kids are dependent on us for assistance, so too are the elderly.
It turns out Christmas is also Newell's birthday. He says giving back is one of the best presents he can receive. And if you live in Wake County, your Christmas trees can be turned into mulch when you're done with them. The mulch is used for park trails across the county. The program runs through January 31st at 8 different drop-off locations. Recycling is free, but you got to make sure you get the decorations off first. The convenience centers are open every day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And hockey for the holidays is back. Watch the Carolina Hurricanes go head-to-head with the Detroit Red Wings for a post-holiday battle. You can catch the game on WRAL tomorrow at 7 p.m. And meteorologist Mike Mays is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Mike, it's chilly today, but we are not like the Northeast right now.
No, and there are winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, and you notice that little lightning strike just to the north and west of New York City. Thunder snow, 2-inch-per-hour snowfall rates up there, and the bottom line is they could get up to a foot of snow in some spots. I saw a report Central Park could get up to 9 inches of snow. Quite a mess. People trying to fly into that area tonight and tomorrow. Maybe a little bit of a slow go for us. We're not expecting any frozen precipitation, and if all goes well, we'll feel like spring again tomorrow. And it's the 40s, it's the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Over the next 5 days, we could experience all of these temperatures. Take your pick, whichever one you like. 70 is the potential tomorrow. Cooler on Sunday, 57, 67 on Monday ahead of an Arctic front. Strong southwest winds could gust 30 to 40 miles per hour. 45 on Tuesday, far colder, 51 on Wednesday. And once we get that Arctic air in here, it sticks around for a while. So none of this bouncing back and forth between the 60s, 70s, and 50s. I think our cold will remain consistent after Monday. Morning lows, 45 tomorrow, 42 on Sunday, 53 on Monday. And then it's a nosedive for Tuesday and Wednesday. Some locations could be in the low 20s. Both of those mornings, so get ready for a hard freeze. Very active at the skating rink in Fenton right now. Lots of folks skating. 47 cloudy skies at RDU, and temperatures across the region range from 47 in Clayton, Apex, Holly Springs, 47 in Morrisville, 44 right now in Chapel Hill. So here is the big picture. We've had an absence of Arctic air. There's been a ridge of high pressure that's taken over the nation's midsection, and so temperatures have been in the 70s and 80s. They had a nice break from winter. It's been on hiatus, but not anymore. The Arctic front up to the north in Canada is about to make the dive down to the south. So by the time we get to Sunday morning, it's moving through the plains, and you can see all the cold air associated with it, and it is moving to the south and east. Now on Tuesday, it looked like it was going to get here Sunday night, and Monday would be cold. Well, now slowing down, so the front probably won't move through until the evening hours on Monday. And once it passes, it'll be colder for Tuesday and the rest of the week. In fact, once we get past Wednesday, there's another shot of Arctic air up here that'll be making its way into the area by next Friday. So temperatures may rebound a little bit on Thursday and then go back down on Friday. You'll see that in the 7-day forecast coming up. So what does it mean for Tuesday morning? 22 at Roxborough, 24 at Southern Pines, 27 in Goldsboro. Get ready for a hard freeze, especially some of the colder rural areas. And then WRAL first night Raleigh, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on New Year's Eve, 51, 6 o'clock, 45, and when the acorn comes down, 34. No rain, but it will be cold, so make sure you're well bundled. 7-day forecast, temperature seesaw over the next couple of days. Windy on Monday with that front, 45 on Tuesday for the high, 51 on Wednesday, New Year's Day, 56, and then another Arctic blast coming on Friday. The high temperature then only about 42, Carly.
And I'm going to be out there for first night, so this is good for me to know. Mike, thank you. And there is still time to donate to our annual Coats for the Children drive. Last week, we brought our donation total to more than $136,000. You can still donate coats to your local Jiffy Lube or give by going to WRAL.com. We're going to continue taking donations through Wednesday, December 31st to make sure every child has a coat to keep them warm this winter. Post-Christmas shopping. Most stores have slashed prices on their seasonal stuff. Whether you're there for the deals or to make a return, retailers are ready for you. Ahead, the Boxing Day tradition in the Triangle and how it's changed over the years. Whenever we talk about the biggest shopping days of the year, it's usually Black Friday or Cyber Monday. And it's true, those are the biggest spending days of the year. But the day after Christmas isn't far behind. Retail data company Sensormatic Solutions ranks December 26th, number 5 for busiest shopping days of the year. And according to the National Retail Federation, 70% of consumers plan to shop the week immediately after Christmas, the 26th through the 31st. But this has been the case for decades. There have always been big Boxing Day sales with big crowds to look for a deal. WRAL has covered Boxing Day for years, and we found a story from 1980. Thanks for making WRAL your choice for local news. Have a great weekend.
Is it really the day after Christmas? One look at this mall parking lot and the steady stream of cars, and anyone might be convinced it was a week before the holiday instead of the day after. Salespeople barely had time to recuperate from the pre-Christmas shopping activity before they again had to face the swarming hordes of customers. How do your feet feel?
Right now they're okay, but I'm sure by 5 o'clock they'll be dead.
I'm expected to go home so I can lay it out in my bed. That's about what I'm going to feel like, I think.
It was definitely a time for low shoes and a salesperson's most understanding smile. For customers, the reasons for shopping on this day are quite simple. Those new pants for Dad were just a shade too small, and Mom's dress just wasn't the right color. Uncle Harry almost choked when he opened that package of ties you so carefully selected. But many customers were attracted by another after-holiday phenomenon.
Things are cheaper now. They're half price.
I came over to Sportsman's Cove especially to purchase a pair of wool hunting pants on sale.
So you're shopping because of the sale?
That's correct.
Whatever the reasons for shopping, retailers were happy to see the customers. As one said, it could be the largest volume his store has grossed on a day after Christmas, even after they deduct the returns. So considering all the gloomy reports about pre-Christmas buying, this could end up being a happy holiday for retailers after all. In Raleigh, Marilyn Brooks, Action News 5.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.